So in this video, let's look at the Blackboard page for this class. And when you open Blackboard and click on the MGT 3660 forecasting class, this is the page you'll get to. This is the same as the Start Here page. And here there is some accommodation for accessibility information here. There is this welcome to class, which is, there is nothing there. Now this folder you have to access and complete the questionnaire the first time you use the site. Okay, and this is required. You have to complete it. Okay, and this is a attendance tracking activity quiz, which is a very small quiz. It will take hardly any amount, 2 minutes maybe. And you complete this activity at the beginning of the semester once, and that's it. After that, you don't need to worry about it. And course announcements will be here. Instructor information, that's myself, the email ID, phone number, and so on. And then we have the syllabus here. You click on the syllabus. I already went over the syllabus, and I hope you've seen the video. So that information is available there. Textbook. So here is the textbook information. Okay, the ISBN number and so on. And I should mention here that this is the first edition textbook. And I've already found some errors in the textbook, and I will put together an errata list. There's already one, and I'll also let you know where the errors are, so you can look out for those errors. Okay. Now these two are the most important tabs, and even in these two, I think this one is the most important. Whether you access any other tab in the page or not, this is the one you must. Okay. When you click here, and this tells us, this tells you what to do and when to do, or when to do, what to do, the entire list. And if you go through the class schedule week after week after week, you will be just fine. You don't need to get into any other tab if you don't want to. If you want to look around, that's fine. But this is the one that's most important. So you have one folder for each week. And of course, there is a folder for activities that you have to do before classes begin. So let's start from there. So when you click there, and you have a required questionnaire survey, and this is about your readiness for online class. Because online class, even though it offers a lot of conveniences, there is a lot of responsibility that's placed upon the student as well. So are you ready for an online class? Okay, that's what this is about. So this is for your own assessment. You think that you're ready, and does it really reflect in the answers that you give in the survey? So I'm not going to be looking at this research. It is for you, but I want you to complete this survey. Without completing this survey, you will not be able to, none of the requirements will be visible. You can't see the homework, you can't see the quizzes, so you will end up, not completing them, and then you end up with late penalty. So make sure that you complete this task as soon as possible, so that all the requirements, all the homework, and all the quizzes will be visible to you. Okay. Another important tab is the Excel review, and in this class we're going to be using Excel for everything, and therefore a good level of Excel skill, what is covered in MGT 1000, according to the syllabus of MGT 1000, you have to have those skills. I'm going to be assuming that you know what to, how to do all of those different activities that are covered in 1000. Okay, and it is up to you to make sure that you are up to speed. So go check out this link, and it has all the some help material and stuff like that. Make sure that you are up to speed on Excel. Okay, and if you have any questions, general questions, you can post them here. Okay, then every week you will see a kind of a highlight of what assessments that you should, are coming due for the first week and for the second week and so on. And then if you go into week 1, and you'll see classwork and what is the assessment for that classwork. And this assessment is not completed here. Let's look at week 2 and you will see. So there will be one folder for classwork and one folder for assessment. For during that week, what are the classwork to be completed and what are the assessments that you should be working on. So if you go into classwork, and you will see a link to the class materials, and then it tells you what to do. So read pages 38 to 52 and then work on task 5, task 6 and task 7 at that link. So if you click that, you will see all the class materials. So 5, link 5 is right here, 5, 6 and 7, and the class chapter files are at the top. So you can download the PowerPoint file and the Word document, and here is the Excel shell file that you will be working with. So download the Excel shell file and then complete these tasks. So that's our classwork. So you'll have a detailed list of activities that should be performed for the classwork. Now if you go to the assessment tab, then it tells you what homework to complete and what quiz to complete, if there is any quiz due for that material. So if you click on the homework, and again you will see the homework Excel shell file, make sure that you download that and save it in your folder. Okay, and work on the homework, complete the homework, and after completing the homework, you have to attach it back here. Once you attach it, then you have to submit. It is not sufficient just to attach. Just attach and not submitting will not upload the file. You have to attach the file and then you have to click submit for the file to the attached file to upload. Okay. So for every week you will have a class work folder and assessments folder. So you do the class work and then you do the assessment and upload the assessment. Okay. And that's what you have here. The class materials or the materials that are listed in class schedule, what to do when. So this is just like the class materials organized by chapters, and here are the homework assignments. Here are the chapter quizzes that will be made available. But you don't have to go to these folders directly. You can always use the class schedule and use the class schedule to access the information and get what the requirements are, what the class work to do, and what the homework to complete, what the quizzes to complete, and so on. Now discussion and question and answer. Okay, I have created discussion boards for each chapter. You can post your questions here, and that way everybody will get to see your question and see my answer to that question. Because if you have a problem with anything in the homework or in the class material, chances are maybe a few others are also having the same question. Okay, if you want to email me, or if you want to email others, you can use this tab. But if you want to email me, don't use this tab, because here, if you choose my instructor email from here, the email will go to my utc.edu account. Okay, there is something to do with some technical things that they can't put my marks ID here. And if you do that, then it may get buried under lots of other email, and I may not be able to get back to you in quick time. So if you want to email me, go to instructor tab and use that link to email me. So don't email from here. Okay, and there are a couple of other resources available here. So if you have any questions on any of this, feel free to let me know. Okay, now get started with before classes begin.